Hey y'all, and welcome into 2024. Yes. Um Man, 2024 is going to be amazing. I'm excited. I'm hyped because I am carrying um the same values, the same mottos and things that I had in 2023 into 2024. I am just going to be a little bit more aggressive with it. So for me, that is consistency, that's integrity, that is discipline. And it was one more, but those are my main ones. Um, Consistency, discipline, and integrity. Oh, and intentionality. That was the other one. Um, because there's a lot of goals that are going to be just demolished in the way of achievement 2024. Super excited about those things. As you all can see, that my banner has changed. My YouTube banner has changed. That was very intentional. I told you I'm going to intentional is key. So that was very intentional because the goals that I am currently operating in to complete, I need to see I needed to see the end result of my hard work when it comes to those goals. So, ooh, some got in my eye. Ooh, okay. And y'all, where I am, nose a little itchy. This dust flying in the truck. And allergies. Um, but I'm waiting on my son to get out of basketball practice. Y'all know these sports don't be caring nothing about us parents. They don't care that we may want to sleep in and relax. Child, they still gonna have your kids scheduled for practice and just being um an athlete pretty much elementary through high school. I get it. And I know y'all um athletes, older athletes, like 80s babies, y'all get it too. Um, but back to what I was saying, I needed to see what the end result of my accomplishment would look like on in front of me. So I was very intentional about recreating my YouTube banner to be more personable, a little bit more mature, um, and to have the goals that I will accomplish on it. So you guys know that I am in school for um, medical assistant, but once I graduate, it will be you actually can go for you can take the test to become a national um, registered medical assistant, which my thing is like, if I'm doing this, why not go for that too? So after I graduate, any medical assistant can take that test after they graduate. I'm automatically gonna take that test because this is just important to me to have that extra on my credentials. That's just me. Then, of course, you guys know I've talked about it. I'm going to work as a medical assistant probably, I'm going to say about 6 months. And then I am going to go into my LPN program. I already have that lined up. Like, it's like this for me. So, after I finish my LPN program, um, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to wait to enroll into Wilson College after the LPN program or if I'm going to do it at the same time. Because I'm going to go into medical humanities. I read up on it, I've done my research, and I fell in love with the information when it comes to medical humanities. it's a really beautiful study to learn. It's not talked about a lot either. Um, and it's funny because my mom actually works in kind of the realm of some of the things that I've already learned on my own, when it comes to medical humanities. Um, and yeah, like it's going to go really, it's going to work really beautifully with like the career that I'm going into. Mind you, again, this path is really interesting because a prayer that I prayed, one of the many prayers I prayed in 2023, like after New Year's, was like, God, allow your, like, the desires that you have for me in your heart, allow my heart to align with what you desire for me, so that the desires that I have of my heart are what you want, you know? So it's just funny how it's like sometimes you don't know, um you don't know your own strength sometimes. And by own strength, I mean, you know, the strength that comes from God that He allows you to use in order to do what you need to get done. Um, and this right here is definitely bigger than me because, as I've mentioned before, I never saw myself going into this field at all. I actually thought I would be in the realm of, I thought I would just be working customer service somewhere for a while and writing books. So it's really interesting that this is the avenue that God has taken me. But I know that if He's having me take this route, I know that it's going to be very rewarding. And I know that it's going to involve those things. It's going to involve your integrity, your discipline, your consistency. It's going to take hard work. And is going to be in alignment with my purpose. Let me take a sip. This is actually, it's melon. It's, juiced melon. You know, you can get it from like your La Grande La Plaza. You can get it from just any you know, Mexican store or you know, Hispanic grocery store, whatever the case. And like a lot of them, they'll juice it right there for you. And so that's what this is. It's just juiced melon. Just melon and cantaloupe basically. So, you know, that's that. I go back to school. I start my second module of classes on the 16th. I have to help my son, you know, move back onto campus. Because you know, they let them during the break. They kind of semi move out. You know, they take majority of their important stuff with them over the break, and then you know they have to bring it all, you know, back or whatever they want to take back when they go back. So he goes back the 14th, and then you know, so of course that's getting him all settled in and stuff like that. And yeah, yeah, so, and I'm ready to go to school. I'm ready to see like what this next module is going to entail. I have not gotten I haven't gotten it updated yet. Like they haven't sent anything in our student portals or email or anything about the next set of classes, the following instructor, like et cetera, et cetera. So I'm waiting on that. So hopefully I guess they'll probably send it maybe next week or maybe by this weekend. So I'm waiting on that. And then what else? Excuse me. Just some personal goals I'm setting for myself. I know I had posted a video. It was extremely vulnerable about how I started a GoFundMe. God, the sun is, oof, it was getting me. All right. So, you know, guys, like I had started a GoFundMe, because I still have like, what is it? It's probably about 4,300 that has to be paid out of pocket for school. I know that if God, told me to go down this path, that he has to provide for his purpose. So I'm waiting on that. And yeah, y'all. So there's that. And you have to make your monthly payments or you can't go into your next set of classes. I don't want to delay myself, so I am actually like on a mission when it comes to it's personal sacrifices that I am absolutely making, in order to walk in obedience, because this is what he told me to do. So there's that. And what else, y'all? I've just been in like very beautiful conversation with God, and just working on like, I'm learning about Jewish culture, because I wanted to learn the other side of who Jesus was. You know what I mean? And really learn about like the culture and the customs that the Jewish people go through. I was looking at how they worship, their holy days, and what those entail. I actually was looking up. I found what tribe I belong to, according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And so I was actually looking at my tribe, and I'm like, wow, like when you start diving deep into that and you figure out what tribe you belong to, out of the 12 tribes of Israel, like it's crazy how much you learn about yourself. Because I was reading, I'm from the tribe of it's at Issachar, and so they are very hardworking people. They are, I learned that they were prophetic and foretelling, meaning like unless they had to, if all the tribes had to move forward from one place to another, they would not move until the tribe of Issachar gave them the word that God gave to them in order for them to migrate to a whole nother place. Like they relied on their prophetic words and visions that God gave them. And like it's a lot of different things, and it's like, wow. They were known to be the people that they worked so hard, like they carried a lot of the weight of the tribes on their shoulders. Like it's beautiful. So I would advise that y'all learn what tribe you come from. If you want to know that, I can do a different video about that too. And it will tell you a lot about yourself, like a lot. So I've just I've been back into watching like my biblical movies. I've been watching Solomon and Sheba, that's a favorite. Ten Commandments, always a favorite. David, and I don't know what it is, but I have been very inquisitive on learning about Samuel. And so that's who I'm kind of like studying also, like Samuel. And I'm trying to think what else, y'all. It's so much. I did a vision board project for school, because that was like one of our projects that we had to do in order to get a grade. But that wasn't gonna be my vision board. That was just for class. My actual vision board I created off of Canva. And what I did was I found a really cool vision board, something that I liked, and you just replace the pictures and then rewrite whatever you want to rewrite on it. So I did it that way. where I can, since I'm always have like be on my laptop a lot of the time, I just always kind of go click, look, and like, okay, cool. Just to keep the vision in the forefront, so it's always good to kind of just go back and just it's always good to go back and just kind of refresh your memory on what it is that you have set out to do for the also remember that by this being the new year, like, for some of you, God has definitely made one of the promises, to have all things new. So be okay with people unfollowing you. Be okay with, you not being as close as you were to some people anymore. Be okay with how He is, like, just making some separations between you and some people, like, in your life. And don't be upset. Don't feel no type of way. Don't be offended. Not saying that your feelings aren't valid, but like, be mature enough to understand that, like, this may not be the season that you need to be in that person's life, and that's whether it is family, friend, it can even be significant other. Like, don't be offended by that, because there may be some work that God needs to do on you, and they're in your way, and it may be vice versa. And you also have to take like mature approaches as well, and you have to look at yourself. I am a person, I am very self-reflective. I will sit and I will look and I'll be like, okay, what did I do on my end? And I don't mind taking accountability. I always have, like, that's never an issue for me. It's seasons where you have to like really pray. And like I said, for me, this year is very intentional. Um, I cannot allow the same BS from even a day ago to come like to come into today. Like, so if that let me tell you this. If people are your real friends and if they actually have discernment from God, then they will not be offended if you need to step away from them to get yourself together. Step away from them to take time to figure some things out. If you have to distance yourself from them in order to take care of you, like, they shouldn't get offended. You know what I mean? So if they do, kind of watch that. You got to watch that. And that's something that's important to me, why I'm very intentional about allowing God to lead me to a really good church home also, because um, I want to go to a church where it's pretty personable, meaning, you know, it's almost a family vibe where people actually know your name. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be another body in a seat, and you don't interact with nobody, you don't know nobody there, you're not involved. I also want to find a really good Bible study group where there's like a really beautiful group of women who, you know, believe in God, but not so holy that they're like no earthly good. You're cramming the Bible down their throat, or you're pointing out every little imperfection, every little thing, like, where they forget that they're human too. Like, that's super important to me. So I'm looking for that too, like a really good tribe you know, of women who are, um, steadfast, unmovable when it comes to the Lord, but like, you still have fun. You still understand that you're a woman. You still understand that you're human, and things of that sort. You don't have to be worried about, being harshly judged, or et cetera, et cetera. So I'm being very intentional about that as well. This year I definitely want to get out a bit more and meet some new people. Um, so I definitely will probably be going to more museums, art festivals, like artsy things, because I love art. Like I said, I love music, poetry events, and etc. I am actually becoming more of a minimalist as well. I don't like clutter, so actually this weekend I am going to have a sidewalk sale. Everything $20 and under. Like, it gotta go. It gotta go. Plus, I'm gonna use that money to go towards excuse me. I'm gonna use that money to go towards my schooling. I'm gonna go towards my schooling. Um, the beautiful thing about this is that only the only people that know I'm in school is the people that watch this channel, or they watch this channel, or that I personally told. Everybody else I don't. Um, yeah, everybody else I have not, and for good reason. You also have to be intentional about protecting, um, those dreams and those visions that God hold like near and dear to your heart. Because you can, even though you may have like a best friend, you may have close friends, or somebody or people that you talk to like on a regular basis, you still have to conceal some personal things, like just for yourself, so that you can establish or maintain that personal relationship between you and God. Sometimes you can be so close um to people, with like whomever you're the closest to, like in your life. You also have to be careful, because sometimes those people can feel that they're entitled to knowing every single detail of every part of your day and everything that you go through. Like, no, because you have to keep something sacred between you and God. So what I've already started doing, when I wake up in the morning, I sit there, like I actually lay in my bed. I take some really deep breaths. I'll sit up. I'll do like some really deep breaths, and I'll just like um talk to God like telepathically. Then I will get up. I'll do like some stretching, and then I have my water on the side of my bed. First thing you should do in the morning is drink water, because it wakes up your organs. And then I try not to respond to people after like until like after an hour, that I have gotten up, because I don't want my brain to be like, okay, you just woke up, let's get back and respond to everybody that just sent you a text message, let's check your Instagram messages, let's check your views on YouTube. Like, no, I want my mind to be like, okay, this time is set aside for communion with Jesus, and let it be that. Because everybody else can wait. Like, he comes first. He's always been there, never left me, knows everything about me. He deserves to be first. Everybody else can wait. So what I will do, I'll check to see if, like, because usually my mom messages me like early in the morning before she go to work, and then I'll check to see like if my kids are at school or whatever. Like after, if my son he's in school, in college, and then of course I take my youngest to school. I actually just make sure that the text that I've gotten from my mom, like, as long as it's not an emergency, I get back to her in an hour or two. So I just have to. Are they out of practice? I don't know. So yeah, I just have to is putting the first things first. And I can say in 2023, I didn't put him first as much as I should have. So I'm being very intentional this year about putting him first. I'm being very, what I'll say is, for me, I had to, you learn to adjust, because relationships mature as you mature. And so it just may be some things that, it may be some prayers that you say that them prayers don't work in this new year. Those same prayers don't work because you're operating from like old dominion when you're in new dominion. Them prayers ain't working. Like, you have to definitely be have discernment to know, like, okay, God has me in a new season. You have to be aware when your season changed too. But you have to be aware, like, if you're in a new season, then you may have to adjust your prayers to that season, whether they need to be a little more detailed, whether they need to be, even a little more intense. That new season may require you to spend more time with God and less time on your phone. It may require you to not go out so much and stay in, and just spend time listening to Him. Like, you have to make sure that you ask Him what He is requiring of you in this season, because some of the things that worked in the last season, it may not work in this new one. And that's just the changing of dominion. That's just the changing of seasons. And then it also depends on whatever you asked Him for as well. So, yeah. But other than that, I am, like I said before, I'm super excited. Taking my time with myself. But yeah, my son is actually getting ready to get out of practice. And my thing is also, like, before I end this video, I just want to say, do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. And be very careful who you share that happiness with. And what I mean by that is, be careful who you tell about your happiness. Because we're living in days and times where, sometimes your friends can turn into your enemies. Sometimes, just the people close to you, they don't have your best interest at heart, and that goes just for, like, everybody. Like, I just feel like, please protect. I don't want to say. Oh. So I'm about to cut the video short. I'm already at, like, I don't know, probably a little over 30 minutes maybe. But I just wanted to say, like, before, my son is about to get out of practice. And before I get off this video, I want to say this. Because, again, like, I know sometimes YouTubers can be very selective on what they want to share, especially when it comes to just the human side of them. Sometimes there's just a certain image that they want to portray, and I can't be anybody else besides myself, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I will say, going, like, the rest of this year, guys, like, be intentional about the things of God, or just what you want to do, like your goals, your dreams, your desires. Know that it's not too late. I know that in the past years, I had people that were constantly trying to push me into seasons that I wasn't prepared for, or trying to mold me into a version of myself I wouldn't be happy with later, and I wasn't prepared for. So don't let people push you out of a season that you are not prepared. Don't let people push you into a season that you're not prepared for, that God didn't say it was time to enter into. I've had people over the years try to tell me I should look like this, I should dress like this, I should talk like this. A man is not gonna want you if you do this. This is not what like when I say so much, and when I got to a point where thankfully God was like had to strip all those words, because words are spells. Remember that. Words are spells. And the things that you say they're powerful. Like they're alive when you say it. So thankfully God had to like strip all of those people words off of me. And when I looked at it, I was just like, God, thank you for not allowing me to conform to this person's version of me. Thank you for not allowing me to go into this field, accomplish this goal, um, move here, work here, like all those things. And because everything I can say right now at 40, I am mature enough mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally to now handle the things that I've prayed for. You know what I mean? So guard your heart. Scripture said, above all, let's guard your heart. Guard your emotions. Protect your emotions. Protect your emotions. I will say, keep some things to yourself just for you. I don't care how much that person is a best friend to you. Keep some stuff for yourself. Like, don't tell everybody or even one person everything unless it's the Lord, unless it's you and your relationship with the Lord and yourself. But like, keep some stuff private for yourself. Let me see. Use discernment in all things. Trust your intuition. I cannot express that enough. So many times I overlooked my intuition and my discernment, giving people the benefit of the doubt. Do not neglect your intuition. Again, don't be offended when people leave your life, when you don't hear from them no more, when they start acting funny, when they don't call or text you anymore, or they only call or text you when they want something. Just don't be offended by that, because that person just no longer needs to be in that season of your life, or God just may separate y'all for a length of time, and then y'all may need each other in another season. But trust your intuition and your discernment when it comes to that, and be mature and not throw shade, not try to be funny back, nothing like that. When you realize that like some people you thought, were close to you, that you considered friend, they're no longer in your path. Be okay with that, because that's not necessarily a bad thing. They could have been in your way, you could have been in theirs. And I'm gonna wrap it up and say, with this one, forgive. There's gonna be a lot of people, because I know it was for me, there are people that I considered friends that hurt me in ways they don't even know, by their actions, by their words, and just their perceptions of me. And what I had to do was like, I could have either addressed it, or you can just forgive them and move on. And I chose to forgive them, and you move on. Like, that's it. So you have to choose what avenue is best for you. Either you can, tell that person or those people how X, Y, and Z made you feel, or if the time in between, like you haven't talked to them, you haven't hung out with them, etc., and they did some things that caused you, some emotional damage, some hurt, even like some mental hurt and all of that stuff, like you can choose whether to address it and let them know how you felt. You can choose to address it and let them know how you felt, or forgive them behind the scenes in prayer and move on. Because the pace of your life is up to you, and it's up to God. And man looks at everything else. Man looks at the outward appearance, how you look, how you act, how you dress, what car you driving, what house you living in, pocket watching, all that stuff. But it's God who looks at the heart. And something else that's key, everybody that is appearing blessed and that is appearing to have everything that they want and they need, remember, the devil know how to give you a blessing too. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the season where you gotta have discernment. You gotta have intuition. You gotta be in prayer. Because everything is not as it seems. We are living in a lot of illusion with delusional people, and you gotta guard your heart. You gotta stay on your P's and Q's, like, because this is the world we live in. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I'll pop back in next week with something, or I might do a little short vlog or something this weekend. I hope y'all are doing those vision boards. I hope y'all are excited about 2024. Y'all leave everything that happened in 2023. Leave that ish there. Leave it there. Leave it there. It's not going to serve you any good revisiting your past. Leave that crap there. Create a new slate for yourself. Start new, start fresh. Declutter your phone. Get those old numbers out your phone of people that you don't even talk to no more. Go through your pictures. Delete all the old pictures, all the negative, like if you have any memes that are like negative, delete all that crap. Like, declutter. Like, you got to get rid of the old to make room for the new. You have to. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for following. And I'll see you guys soon.